Alrighty. Hello everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well. I think we're live. I think everything's okay and right. Let me just make sure. Let me put out a tweet and then I'll plug my iPad and we can get started. Okay, let me see. Hopefully you're all doing well. Everything live? Everything working? I want to make sure. You never know. Especially with my luck. Okay, purple site is good. Good, okay. Is green site good? Green site is good. Perfect. Let me edit the stream info. I forget for some reason OBS only edits it for Twitch. A bloody bout with butterflies. I always find it fun figuring out with names. And trying to, get fun titles and that sort of thing. Okay, save. There we go. Green site's good. Is red site live? Yes. We are live on YouTube. Let me change the chat again. I always have to make sure to do that. And then back to purple site, which is fine. Perfect, 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 perfect. Everything is great. Okay, now then. Shadow and Game, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Happy to have you. Okay. Let me get this plugged back in. It's been a minute. There we go. I'll just put up my little tweet thing first in here. Hopefully the music is good. Everyone can hear it. The volume's okay. And I'll just play this a couple times while we're waiting. Dun, dun, dun. Do I like JoJo? See, I've never actually seen it. Well, I've seen the first season. It wasn't really my cup of tea, especially I'm a big animal person. I love dogs, and the first episode was rough. I stopped watching after the first episode for a while, and then I finally came back, watched another season of it, and I kind of gave up after that. And what's my character about? I'm Sheshire, the Devil's Not So Funny Jester. It's actually based off of like more typical jester outfits, clown sort of thing. If you ever seen like the Sailor Moon spin-offs, like Doki Doki Precure, that sort of thing, there was a character called Rascal. That was the biggest inspiration. But it's more like your court jester, minstrel sort of attire. Okay, there we go. Copy that. Let me put out my tweet. Then I'll plug in the iPad. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I know it's a different time than usual. I'm kind of all over the place with times recently, but I was trying a little bit earlier in the day anyways, because we had some more free time. Okay, let me get this done with. I'm just going to take a quick picture to use as my little going live. Dun, 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 dun. Never Promised Wonderland? No, what's it about? I haven't heard of that. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, we're just typing this away. Bout with butterflies. Post the image. There we go. And then I'll leave the link, and then there we go. Should only take like 30 more seconds, a minute. Interesting. Okay. Twitch.tv/Sheshire NB. Okay, there we go. Get my little plug thing, and then we'll get started. It's an inspiration for your novel too. Interesting. Never Promised Wonderland. I need to look this up now. Never Promised Wonderland. Oh, The Promised Neverland. Oh, yeah, I've heard of this. The one with the kids or whatever who are stuck in the manor of some sort. I think I've seen clips of it, never actually watched the show myself, but it seems interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And let me get this plugged in. Oh, did my VTube studio just stop working? What the f... Graham? Mr. Cat? Graham, you alive?
Are people in the office noticing you just because you need
Okay, let's not... Why is this not working? My computer just had a stroke. Oh, scuff. Come on, you gonna work now? You gonna function? Let me try this again. Interesting, I don't know why it's not working. Oh, for God's sakes, there's always something. Oh, come on. Swear to God, I'm only slightly scuffed. Normally this isn't an issue. Okay, there we go. Music is working again. But not this goddamn YouTube studio. It never wants to work properly. Okay. We finally gonna get somewhere? You know what? I'm just gonna close it. Close it and reopen it. That's fine. In the meantime, I can plug my iPad in at least, because we can start off with that, and then I'll just smack on the Mr. Grimm right after. Okay. And then just 30 seconds and it'll be up and running. There we go. We had a couple of difficulties, but we got over them. Everything's fine. We're live. Grade 7, 846, 555, cinque. Ottimo. There we go, okay. Everything's working fine now. May have to... There we go. AirDroid cast, you should be loaded. What's your problem? There we are. Fantastic. And there we are. Let me just zoom in. It's finally working. You know what? No. Ta-da! And then I will grab something to stick underneath it so I can hold it up in the meantime. And there we are. And also, let me make sure the chat is pulled up. I can finally see you all now. Perfect. And then I also have some stuff from last time. Sorry about missing it, but for those on Twitch, thank you so much for the follows from last stream. Amalee Layna's L2, Eltuka, Fixing 6, MJ the King. I appreciate you all so much. Sorry for missing that. I didn't have any alerts set up from Kick, but we have them working today at least, so that's fine. And then yeah, the chat is working now too. So let me refresh the second browser capture. Perfect. And now this is working, so we're going to zoom in a little bit. There we are. Monarch and Layna. So I started a little bit on him off stream, which is fine. And today I'm going to aim for finishing the sketch. I want the whole base sketch done, then we can start coloring it and get everything else working on it, because I don't want to spend more and more time. I need to get faster at drawing, because I feel like I take forever. Which, I mean, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there's so many ideas and stuff that I want to get done, so I figure we need to improve our efficiency. Okay, so from here, that's working fine. I guess we can continue with Monarch. I'll do the Layna stuff afterwards, because for the most part there isn't too much left. I'll erase and fix the hair, polish all the bottom ends, because that's a mess. And then just kind of clean up here, but I need to finish Mr. Male Monarch's outfit, so we'll do that, add the petals, all that sort of thing, the cape. And then we can kind of just fix this lower end with the dress in the hand. Okie doke. So you know what, we can do this. We'll move over here. And I had a reference, so we can pop that open. Little reference there, and then we will bring in the... Where is it? This little outfit here. Because, right, we had that little bit on the side, which we need to do, the white part. So this kind of will curve upward ever so slightly. It can be smaller like this, and then it'll kind of just go into the arm and the rest of that. And then I can kind of polish this up and clean it a little bit. There we are. Perfect. Okay, so from there, I mean, I can continue and I can do like the petals, or I feel like it's easier to just do the arm and like that sort of bit right now anyways. Because that's probably the biggest thing. Or I guess the easiest thing is just to do like this little arm bit, because he's wearing gloves and I haven't finished that, so I could do that next and then finish the sword. Okay, also let me just make sure everything is working before we get into this, because I'm going to forget otherwise. Okay, purple's fine. And then I'll check red and green, and then we're done. Just doing my second double checks and a little bit paranoid. Okay, that's fine. Set to the right setting, and we are good on kick too. Perfect. Great. And we'll pop back onto this, and we are back here again. Perfect, great. Okay, that's working now. So let me just zoom out a little bit. I can fix the arm in a second. Not everything is working well. You never know, because for some reason, you know, YouTube isn't set to the right chat setting or something else, but everything's working fine. It's okay. Your dumb little streamer figured it out eventually. Alrighty, now, focus, Sheshire. Time to get this done. So from here, I was thinking either we're going to continue with the hair for Male Monarch, or we're going to go with something like this glove, because I can do that, or I can do the petals on the chest and the neck, like in this little area here. Either or depending. You know what? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm just kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Gotcha, tiger by the toe, I fell it. Okay, we're doing the neck thing, I guess. Or, you know, we'll do the petals first. That works. You know, I can probably move this over here. Why am I... Mr. Reference Cone, why aren't you moving? fine. I guess it stays in the corner. Let's just start adding petals this way. So it'll be like really light blue, small, almost like rose petal-y sort of things, the way the female version has it anyways. So we'll do bits and pieces like that. I can probably just get away with like a rough shape, and then I can add bits and pieces afterwards. It's like just that rough, kind of petal, bumpy looking shape. Oh, it's hiding behind me. There we go. That way you guys can see better. Sorry about that. Alrighty, we'll just continue like so. And I had them basically, what, over to the chest, so we might have some peeking like up here. And then some more petals right there. So then I can add the little bits and pieces and lines and stuff as they would come. So we'll add, okay, maybe like some here, we'll add a petal there. And then we'll add, you know, another one like so. Maybe we'll try and do like some variations in shapes and that sort of a thing too, so it doesn't get too monotonous. Let me move this up here. Okay. Another petal, like so. Another bit like that. Okay. Probably add another petal here. Kind of just figuring out where I'm putting them as I'm going. And I don't have to be too precise anyways, because I can always go back later, and at the end of this today I'll go and I'll thin out all the lines, because I'm going to be using this layer as my line art anyways. I figure I draw messily, but it'll be too much of a pain to go and keep tracing it in multiple layers every single time, so I'll just kind of clean up as I go. And then that way I get to use the base sketch layer as my line art too. Okay, so we'll continue like that. Another maybe bigger petal here, one on top of it I can do too. Also, hopefully you're all doing well. I know the time zone's a little bit different. I mean, not necessarily different, it's maybe a little bit earlier. I feel like I either stream at like 12 or like 3 to 4 or 8 sometimes. It's all over the place, but thank you for bearing with your goofy little jester here. Mr. Sheshire and me, Grim. Well, the cat. He's finally working today. Normally the tracking doesn't work properly, but I can actually turn this time. It's not glitching and going like from here to here and back and forth. That app just has it out for me, apparently. And there we go. Disco. Okay, just continue like that. More petals. I can add some more over here. Another petal like so. See, I also have to try and figure out how to balance sometimes between like either too much detail or having enough, because sometimes if you draw every single individual petal, it'll look too cluttered. So there is a balance between leaving the background the same color and then just having like kind of a blob or a wall of petals versus doing every single one. So I'm trying to add a decent number of them, but I don't want to add too many because then it might start to feel a little cluttered and I don't want that. There we are. We got a little stretch there. I need to move over to the side. I'm like blocking it. Let me shimmy over. Ready? I'll just move this. Okay. I'm gonna shimmy over. There we go. We're gonna be over here now. So you can see that right there. Ok, ça fonctionne, ouais, bon, ok. It's working now. I'll add like some more petals over here, erase this little bit above the sword right there. Ding, ding, ding. And then I can erase this again, we'll tidy that up, add another petal, something like so. Ding, 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 ding. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we can have maybe like a line for the clothes up there. That's kind of like the armpit, but I feel like that's much higher actually. I forget what the muscles are called on that side. I don't keep track of what they're supposed to be called, I just know roughly where they're supposed to go. In terms of doing art and drawing, I have like very much not enough anatomical knowledge for this. But that's okay. Fake it till you make it, as they say. I mean, as long as it doesn't look wildly outlandish and cartoonish, I feel like I'm doing a decent enough job there. Okay, we have the last petals sort of up here. And that's working. Okay, so that should be okay for the most part. Petals and stuff like that. I think so, maybe. That's fine. Well, like one more there. And then maybe we'll have one more here. Okay. So then after these little petals, I feel like we need to kind of figure out what we're doing this chest area here. Erase that and kind of keep going. And technically there would be a line maybe this way for the pecs. Just continue like that. Also, maybe I need to figure out also what's the hair in front of the sword is doing. Do I want it to be? Maybe I do. So I'll thin out my pen a little bit, and then we'll kind of trace just that small area. Maybe it'll be behind it, not all the way in front. Okay, now we'll take a little tiny eraser, we'll make it nice and small, and we will go behind here. Like so. And that'll be behind the sword, so then I can erase this stuff here and clean this up. Okay, we'll continue to erase this bit. Erase that, and there we go. And then I guess I'll do the necklace now. There's like abs and stuff, or a line that I could do down here, but I feel like I'll just figure that out later. Maybe just like a small line, but most of that can be done with shading, not actual line art. There we go. erase away most of this. Clean it up because I don't want it to be dirty. Like a filthy little canvas. There we are. Perfect. Can erase some of these lines too. And then we'll move on to the necklace, I guess, right up here. So, if I were a necklace, we would have... Let's see, we can kind of zoom in. This is a rough sketch, don't mind my reference, it's an ugly little sketch I did. Alright, we'll just continue to do this. Okay, we'll have something like the necklace there. I might make it a little bit smaller, maybe just ever so slightly. Okay. And then technically there is a bit sticking out, so I need to fix that actually. It would be aimed much more like this. Kind of straightforward facing. And then we would have like the dangly bits. Sure26766, how's it going? Welcome on in, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. The name's Sheshire. And this is my cat Grim. Just doing some drawing there, zooming out. Miss Layna Lazar and Amalee, or Monarch, if you haven't heard of them, do check them out, 2 VTubers. Just figure we're trying to get some line art and sketching done today. Hopefully you're doing well. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this necklace bit here. I need to clean this up. God, this is messy. Sheshire, what the heck are you doing? Get a little tiny eraser. Thanks so much, I appreciate it. I was trying to do like little bits and pieces of like sketches and fan art here and there, but I felt like either A, I didn't have the time. I feel like last month I was really busy working on something super secret. But now that I do have the time, I figure we're going to take our time, we're going to slow down, and we're going to spend a bunch of effort putting as much detail as we can, and we're just going to be patient, right? We're going to do this. I made a massive canvas because one of the biggest mistakes I was doing beforehand, and this is something to teach y'all, just make sure you have a big enough canvas, because I was making it too small and everything was really, really pixelated, which meant that you couldn't get super detailed, even close up, whereas this one, I can like zoom in to here, or like even on the eye, and go all the way in, and then that's when you finally start to see pixels. So I figure I'm going to make a massive canvas now, we're going to spend some time, and I actually want to, make some fan art we can be proud of. But yeah, if you're going to stick around, we do plenty of anime, VTuber, art, that sort of thing. I was planning to do some more games, maybe RPGs, horror. And then also, if you have any recommendations for VTubers or anime to check out, do let me know, because I'm planning on doing some more long-form content where I design outfits or characters from shows, so I have some lined up for Bleach, Fate, that sort of thing already. But if you have any other shows you would want to see VTubers or other characters in the style of, let me know, and we'll do some research on it. And I'm open to any questions as well. You can always treat an art stream like a little Q&A, and I'm happy to chat with y'all and spend some time as I work on this. Okay, so we'll continue to erase this bit here. We'll get rid of that. And then now, time for this dangly bit. We'll have some like little gold chains. Probably gonna have to do a bit of work with, because that's gonna be interesting. Yes, after cleaning up this, though, I need to get my sketch nice. Yeruki, pleasure to make your acquaintance as well. Welcome on in, welcome, welcome. I was gonna say, oh my god, those are cute emotes. The little guy waving. Sorry, I'm dyslexic, I think. I just had a stroke. The little guy waving, oh, those are so cute. That's another thing we need to do, is eventually when I can, I'll start drawing some emotes one day, and we can figure out what we want on them. I see all these like little ones all the time, and it's always hard to tell what people like. Usually like, I think, waving, heart emotes, stuff like that. They're very, very common. I love seeing all the chat's cute emotes. Okay, so we'll clean up this bit and the neck, because that's really, really messy. One thing you're going to learn about me is my sketches are always very, very rough. Oh my god, it's a little guy with a flower. Oh, I'm looking at him. I'm looking respectfully. Thank you, I appreciate it. Actually, you know what? So, one of these guys, Monarch or Amalee, if you haven't heard of them, let me go. I have some other art I've done before. We'll give you guys a little show. So, let's see. This is probably a little bit of an older one, Amalee. That's kind of what she looks like there, Miss Monarch. It's more of an older drawing. I don't think I have the reference present, and that was something we did for like Valentine's Day, but I think like these ones were a little bit rushed, so I want to spend more time now and take her, and we're doing her male version instead. So let me let me go here. This was a page we had with different references for a bunch of them, so let me get rid of that. So this is normally what she looks like there, Amalee, but she has a male version, which is kind of like her. Just an unofficial thing here. So I made a little sheet of 4 different ones that she had, because apparently there wasn't one version. She couldn't decide. And we did like a little fusion, where we, no, not that. We turn them into, get rid of this, like a outfit like that for her. So that's what we're drawn. And then Layna Lazar, who's a friend of hers. This is what she looks like. She's like a horror streamer. She's very, very cool. And then we made a little outfit for her as well, which is kind of like this bloody gemstone looking ball gown thing. And then yeah. So that's kind of the colors we can expect once I'm finished with this little sketch layer here. Nope. Zoom back in. And there we go. So we'll start with this little pendenty necklace bit. Something like that. Maybe I can make this a little bit bigger actually. We'll make this angled, so I'll get rid of that. Okay. Zoom out. Escape. Escape. There we go. So I'll curve this on an angle, maybe like so. Perfect. That's probably a little bit better. Makes more sense. I can make it a little bit bigger. We'll erase that, and then I'll do like the little dangly bits in the necklace and the chains coming down. Okay, so there's going to be one main one, chain running down the middle. Something like here. It'll maybe be a little bit off-center from in between where the pecs are. Is the cat talking to the person? I get the question a lot. No, I know. It's okay. Don't feel bad. Everyone is confused about it. So technically I'm both. Well, this is what I look like on the right. The name's Sheshire. I'm a jester. But currently, because I'm stuck in hell and I made a deal with the devil, I'm talking you through the body of my cat, Grim. So you can think of it like I'm possessing him. This is the actual VTuber model, is the cat moving, but that's like a Fugi that I drew of myself to the left of me, but to your right. So that's me talking through the cat. Yeah, it's actually one of the presets in VTube Studio. We're going to make our own one day. Eventually I'm going to draw on rig, and we can maybe do that on stream, where I actually make a VTuber model what it would look like, but this one actually is just a, you know, preset custom. But he's fun. I'm surprised at how decent, pretty good the tracking is. Thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it so much. I actually finally got those working. I didn't have them working for a couple streams ago because I forgot you have to refresh every single time you go back in OBS. You need to hit the refresh button. What you're gonna learn as well is I'm basically spiritually and very old man. Not actually in real life, I'm pretty young, but I'm technologically illiterate. Okay, so we'll get back to this. Yeah, that's another thing too, is memes. If somebody says references or some sort, there's a 99% chance I'm not going to know what it is, but it's okay. You can explain it to me. You can explain it to me like I'm your grandpa. Yeah, essentially. Okay, so we'll have like little... Okay, let me open... I'll pop open her original reference sheet because I want to see what the actual texture... Wait, no, we'll do this one here. Because I want to see what the actual texture is on the chain. Is it really just like that? They just had like a golden stringy bit? I feel like there's no way that's what the original looked like. Let me zoom down here. I have her model saved. Okay, oh, it is just like beaded chain. Never mind. Yeah, essentially. I thought it was much more like a regular looking chain, but it's actually pretty much just like a really small. Yeah. So we can do, make this line a little bit thicker, and then we're going to use negative space. So we'll go down like so. I don't know how far we're going to go down first, but I'll leave it there at least. Get a little tiny eraser and we'll just start making holes. And that's how we'll do the beads. And we'll just keep going like that. Maybe I should zoom out. There we go. So y'all can actually see the whole thing. We'll keep going down. How far do we want it? We'll just keep erasing like that. And then we'll just keep going in. And I have to draw that little gold bit. I never realized there was actual like detail on there. I thought it was just a circular ring like the one above it, but that's interesting. So we'll keep going further down like so. And then I guess probably about here somewhere I'll make a little circle. Like that. And I'll draw the hair above it, that's fine. Yeah, you don't want to be too short, you're right. So we'll do it somewhere like here. I'll move the hair afterwards and we'll have it like this. Just like a big dark blob there, and then I can start to add it. Oh, we're gonna zoom in. Add this, it's okay. We're gonna trace some lines around the beads in a minute, but that's just kinda so we know where they are. Get this little small eraser. Like so. I'm gonna make this pen way too big. I need to shrink it. Itty bitty. There we go. Something like that. It protrudes as well. And then that continues down here. Something like that. You can start to add the lines and the other stuff. It's like a circly bit there. We'll keep erasing this though. You just gotta trust the process. It's okay. It'll be a little bit messy at first, but so is everything. And then we're gonna kind of carve out the bottom. Erase like a little protrusion-y bit down there. And then we'll add another little bump, little lump bit there. I think it happens almost every time I open my mouth. It just depends on how far it goes. Like even if I just open it a little bit, it does that. And then sometimes it doesn't. It's just VTube Studio trying to be a little freaky. Yeah, the cat's name is Grim. Me. I'm Sheshire, and that's Grim. Goofy little guy there. don't know where the name even came from, but I think that's just what I'm sticking with for now. Just a little goofy little guy. Okay, so move on from that. We'll add more erase bit. Let's zoom out. Not too far zoomed in. Okay, continue to do that. Erase the circly bit again. Okay, and I could sort of go out a little bit this way. I'm trying to get that shape because it's a combination of a bunch of like circles and then triangular bits layered on top of each other. Okay, something like that. I can always add little filigree and stuff later, but that's sort of the base. There's little golden bits. Okay, let's try this. I'll erase it and we can start to add the smaller stuff. There we go. Okay, and then I can do the little circles around the beads. Like so. And then we'll just kind of keep going up. Da, 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 da. Erase this bit there, and I kind of want it to be like there's little small links, so we might add just like little dots here and there to make it look like the chain is kind of interwoven. And I can kind of erase the edges around it. Also, let me know if you can recognize any of these anime openings. I have it to set to an anime lo-fi for the background, but I only know like every 2 or 3 openings. We'll see if we can spot them all. Like this one, I have no idea. Okay. That's alright. Apparently I don't do either. Apparently I don't either. I mean, I think the last one I watched was over the summer, like last summer. I read manhwa a lot though. I need to get into that. I need to get into reading more. I used to all the time, but then I was busy very, very recently. I still draw here and there because I can do it on stream, luckily, but I miss it. I know, I don't think I know of any manhwa. I've heard villainous manhwa is a very big popular one. What sort do you usually recommend? What do you like reading? Because I've heard people talk about like villainous manhwa before, and from what I hear, that's pretty interesting. Or I believe there was the woman, what was her face, who like punches people? I think it was like the lady in the red dress. I saw that was knocking a guy out. I think that was from a manhwa that was adapted into an anime. Okay. Continue to erase these. Reincarnated villain ones with the price aren't even, though the plot is very overdone. Oh, okay. So it's very obvious, but still entertaining. I see. No. Interesting. Yeah, from what I see, the art is very, very cool. I always find it interesting because the style is, I think, very different from like the regular anime styles that people are used to. No, that's okay. I mean, you get to see like tropes and stuff anyways. Like you have like the classic anime stuff where it's like isekais or whatever sort of thing, but I've always been into like the less known stuff anyways. I'm very big on like fantasy and intrigue or like suspense thrillers, that sort of thing. Alrighty, go from there. Romance, eh? See, yeah, I was never big on romance on like anything growing up, movies, film, TV. I don't know, it just never was for me, but I can imagine it's pretty popular with a website like that. Lots of the art especially too. Okay, almost done there. We're just gonna add the loops like so. Ow. I just dropped my iPad on my hands. That's okay. I read like 2 mono with it. Interesting. Where's it you even get this stuff? Because I think Webtoons is probably a big one. I know Viz is much more manga than it is manhwa. Okay, continue like so. There we go. And then what are we gonna do? We are supposed to have... I guess there's like a bump or a loop. There's probably some sort of ring here. With family type plot, so a nice family with a kid growing up. Nice, interesting. They're really, really wholesome. Oh, I see. That's okay. For your safety, allegedly in Minecraft, this is a joke. I see, but I definitely have some more free time over the summer, so I might check some out. Okay, I need to figure out where the rest of them are going. So from here, I think I had like 3 on one side, 1 on the other. Ah, I see. I don't know Webtoons was paid. I mean, yeah, the ads and everything else is probably annoying. Oh, that seems like a pain. Per day? No, absolutely not. Okay, I understand now. Never mind. So if I have... 3 of them are probably gonna go this way, so I'll have... Yeah, that's disgusting. That's absolutely nasty. So you have to hunt down a... Yes, You have to find a healthy alternative. So you know what I'm gonna do, is I think I'm gonna flip it upside down. Sorry, I feel like I'm gonna give somebody motion sickness the amount of times I spin the canvas, but I try not to do it too much. I'll erase here. I'll make the hair shorter just so it doesn't overlap with the pendant looking thing there. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? If they wanna be difficult and play games, then you gotta play games too. You know, it's their fault. It's not your fault. You're just, you know, responding in kind. I'll have a line like that. Kind of flick the hair up like that. And then erase the other bit. The entire manga community was heartbroken recently when one of our best websites with no ads at all was deleted. Oh my god, that must be rough. I did not hear about this. I'm not really tuned in on TikTok. I mean, I have like a little account there where I post some stuff here and there, but for the most part, I don't really watch anything on it. I have like the odd family or friends that send me stuff on there, so I like watch those, but other than that, not really. I'm like a big YouTube person. There's a hashtag. Oh my god. There we are. Okay, so then the jacket, or not necessarily the jacket, but this like over bit should be further back here, like so, I think. Okay, you stop yapping? Okie doke. Don't you worry about that, it's okay. You can yap as much as you like, feel free. I always say, like, even in my rules and description, I'd say, like, you can treat it like a Q&A. Any art stream I do, you can yap as much as you want, because I feel like if I didn't want to talk with y'all, I wouldn't be streaming. Okay, so we have some kind of a... I forget, the other end is going to be here, because he's going to be holding. Like, there's a hand peeking down, so the arm goes like so. What do you enjoy doing other than that? I mean, I enjoy, well, art, writing, spend some time doing that, but I play the odd games here and there. I'm a big RPG person. I used to read and watch stuff a lot. I haven't had much time to do that, but I think art is probably the biggest thing. I've played some shooters. Marvel Rivals is a big one here and there. Or like Deadlock, I've played bits and pieces of, but I'm a really, really big RPG person too. I think Persona, Xenoblade, Final Fantasy. Yeah, stuff like that. I need to get back into it, right? I was debating if I was going to start streaming some of it too, because I haven't had much time to do it, but I figure if I stream, then it's okay. But I'm finally having some more free time over the summer, so we might get into some of it again. I also used to be like really big on manga. I had like a bunch of collections I used to get all the time. Right, that's my little excuse. I can do that stuff if I'm streaming it. The only issue was for some reason my capture card, I don't know, with my PC, it was just having like a stroke anytime I tried to do anything, which is funny because I can run it fine off stream and I can have like 7 different apps running at the same time with no issue, but for some reason it just has a stroke anytime I try to play it. Which is funny because this computer should be able to handle that stuff. Actually, I was streaming. Yeah, it's interesting though, because I've done it before where it might just be a shooter because I played Persona 5 on stream, or at least part of it, and it was like a Chromebook. It was like a really useless laptop that wasn't even meant for streaming, wasn't meant for playing games, and I got through a decent amount of that game just on like this crappy Chromebook while I was streaming on an OBS. And I have like a much nicer kind of gaming laptop now. And it just didn't want to work last time, so I don't know if it's just a settings thing, but there's like zero excuse. If my little Chromebook can run it, there is no excuse for this little laptop. Okay, so I'll have another stringy bit go down here. Something like that. And the one will be much lower. And then we'll have one that's aimed maybe like here. And then we'll also have a third one that kind of goes up like so. Perhaps. Yeah, so maybe Laptop Coon here is just trying to be a little biatch. Oh well. Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna continue with these little bead things here. Just erase as we go, yada yada. Just do a little eraser bits and we'll go afterwards and polish them. Continue like so. God, it's so much easier and interesting to do like a piece when you can actually zoom in. I've never realized how bad I had it when I was making my canvases so much smaller. Like now I can actually zoom in and do these little small details I never would have been able to beforehand. This one now, let me see. There we go. It is 5,000 by 7,000 pixels. I think the ones I used to run were like 3,000 pixels each side, which, yeah, beforehand I was doing like 2,000 to 3,000 pixels wide, and that was literally nothing I was trying to do detailed, but I think the issue is I just don't know how to compose. Like I was trying to do either too much, I was trying to do big, like complicated pieces on really small canvases, instead of just doing like bust shots where it's, you know, chest up or just like a headpiece. 4x4, that seems fair. Like I'm trying to think, let me, actually I can go and check now, I had some other ones. So from what I can tell, yeah, they're usually within that range. I have, let me see, like this was a 4x6, which I think was fine because it was a little bit like a bigger thing anyways. Matara Khan, what else did I have? I went to, let's see, where's Smugglana? Let's see, yeah, like this is a 4x5 sort of thing. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Unless it's like a massive kind of zoomed in just head or an eye or something where you can get away with not having too many pixels, but for the most part, like if I did this and I zoom in, there's like even, it starts to pixelate relatively zoomed in. Because I used basically the whole canvas, but I did someone like bigger. I think this, yeah, this was like a 3x4. And if I did anything more complicated than that, it would have shown. Like this even starts to get pixelated towards the eye. Okay, let's jump back here. Right. So those 3 little golden bits here. And then I'll keep tracing that. Make this a little bit smaller. Also messed up with prints if you want to print, I think. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't done prints before, so I'm not too sure, but that's interesting to hear. I mean, I assume so, right? The dimensions and everything else, it probably blurs it a little bit, so if it's really, really small, then it gets extremely blurry. Or it might be the other way around, I'm not too sure. Okay, so from there, we'll just keep going. Erase that bit. I love how the animation thing that have 2 different canvases open. Yeah, I mean, just have the reference. This is like just so I can do layers. I don't know how people do it the other way, but like if I have a really, really rough sketch, like this is what I did just for the pose, and then I just had it to animation and drew on top of it like that. I don't know how else people are supposed to do layers. Because I didn't know, like even overlays, like this little button here where you can do like the friggin', I don't know, the color burn, shade, multiply. I didn't know that was a thing until like a week ago. So I had to figure out how to make things transparent some other way. Kind of curious what this does. Interesting. I'll just set it to normal. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? That makes sense. I think I'm a little stupid. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my god. Yeah, that... Oh, that would make sense. I'm dumb. Well... Oh, okay. When you put it like that, yeah. Opacity, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. I could have just lowered the opacity this whole time. See, technically, I'm not new on Procreate. I've been using it for a couple years now. I think like two or three. But I'm also the type where I'm not very tuned in to the art community or how to do things. Like I don't watch tutorials. I'm stubborn. I do everything the hard way or learn it myself. So I don't know how anything works. Which maybe isn't a great thing, but I'm stubborn. So like for the longest time I only worked on one canvas. I mean on one layer. Or like two at most. Only recently I started adding different layers and figuring out how that worked because I had no idea what I was doing on multiple. So yeah, I kind of just learn everything myself and brute force it. Excuse me. I'm a little stubborn. Just a little. Just a smidge stubborn. Like that. Will do. Thank you, thank you. It's kind of like watching a car crash, I think. Me streaming anything, especially on an app like this where there's so many different buttons and things you can do, is kind of like watching a car crash, right? It's like a mess, but you can't help from looking away, right? It's like showing your grandpa how to use a phone. Oh yeah, you're gonna start just to make me feel better? Right, okay. We'll continue like so. We appreciate it, thank you, thank you. I mean, it's fine, right? I'm planning on doing some longer animations. I've started working on a couple over the summer that I'm going to put out. So, I mean, it's kind of just like a habit now anyways. I've basically just figured out how that works. Because I had to do it way back in high school. I was doing like a class where we had to do animations and that sort of thing. So I was just like, oh, how do I do that? I'll open a new layer. So when I got, Procreate, and it was like, how am I gonna make the sketch layer, the rough one, disappear? I was like, oh, I'll just do the animation thing because you can see the frames afterwards. My favorite thing with Procreate is how you can take the color wheel and clip. I learned about it the other day, even though I Procreate for a year. We learn every day. Interesting. You can take out the color wheel? Huh? Oh, you're Oh my god. That what? Huh? I did... Huh? My mind is blown. I did not know you could do this. What the f... Okay, well that's two things I learned today. Oh my god. And you can do everything. Huh. What the f... Oh, I see, so you're smart. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna smack this back up here now. Well, that's definitely gonna be useful when I start shading. Thank you, oh my god. Yeah, like the fucking values and everything else, I've never messed around with this. I know this is a thing, but this is probably a little complicated for me. Oh my god, what the fuck? I'm dumbfounded. I am starstruck and in awe. The side slides for brush opacity and thickness. I mean, I know that much, right? No, this I do know. Ow. Yeah. Interesting. Wait, you can move that? Huh. Huh. Oh, well, you're just full of information then. Interesting, now it's stuck. Oh no. Well, I've learned 3 things today. How the fuck do I... Oh no, now I think it's stuck. Wait, there we go. Huh. Okay. This is pathetic. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave it in the middle because I think I'm just used to it, but that's interesting. I might work with that later. I'm gonna have to spend some time then, figure this out. Interesting. Do you want this step? Sure. You know what, while we're at it, we'll make it 4 for 4. You can save it? No, I know that much. Okay, no, this is the only one that I knew already. You can do that. I knew that. You almost had me there. I just don't like using it because I feel like if I want to do slightly bigger or slightly smaller, it snaps to that size. So I turned it off because I couldn't do really small adjustments. Thank you. No, it's okay. It's okay, that's maybe like the one thing I knew. Okay. Continue to erase these bits. I had like a shirt or something. Right, we had the gown over here. No. Please, what you're gonna learn as well is it takes a hell of a lot to offend me. I appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with giving tips. No. Thank you. No, it'll be interesting. I'll use them. I'll figure out they might come in handy. Especially the coloring one I'll probably use when I do some shading. That might be interesting. It'll save me some time. But interesting, yeah, the more you know about this app. They say you learn something new every day, but apparently I learned 3 things today. What do I hate most about Procreate? Interesting. I mean, I haven't really thought about it because I haven't ever used any other drawing apps before. What do I hate most? Huh. I mean, I think I've gotten annoyed before about like a layer limit when doing animations. I thought that was frustrating. But I mean, it makes sense, the amount of storage space you have and the canvas size and everything else. But I don't think there's anything like in particular that I dislike. I just assumed it was, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm trying to think, because like the brushes, I don't have anything crazy. Huh. Interesting. Because I know they came out with like Procreate Animator, or like the animation Procreate a couple, like I think a year ago. And that's supposed to be much better for animation, but I'm also too stubborn to change. I'm trying to think, like I think for the most part everything is fine. I think there's maybe a couple pens and like inking stuff that I'm not necessarily a fan of, just because the way it leaves. Not that. I don't like the way that some of the ink sets. I feel like these are a little bit awkward, but that might just be me for the most part. For the most part, I usually just assume it's something I don't understand. Interesting. What was I at before? They have a whole separate effort. Right, that's what it is. Oh, Procreate Dream. But there's better ones for iPad than Procreate one. Interesting. I mean, I never kind of shopped around or did any research. I was like, you know, I'm going to grab this one. Fine. And I've just kind of stuck with it, though I hear that a lot of people have gripes with it. My biggest hatred is making groups. Oh my god, the paint it gives me. Interesting. I don't know, I'm sort of stubborn to the point where I just assume like everything going on right now is usually my fault or I'm doing something wrong. So for the most part, I've just been like, oh, I guess all these apps are like this. Okay, I'll do the same thing again. We'll get a small eraser. Also, you know what? Let me grab some water. Let me just 1 second. I'm muting. There we go. Nice drink of water. Sorry, I have to mute so that you freaks don't get a free ASMR session. I have long nails, so it annoys me so much because it won't work since my nail is in the way and the pen annoys. Interesting. Just keep going like that. Keep bit by bit, adding little bits and pieces here. Little bead like so. We'll add, you know, a little line here as well. When you have free time, you should check out and see other apps too. I mean, yeah, I definitely should when I have some more. For me, it's Procreate for iPad compared to its competitors like Ibis Paint. Yeah, because I have an iPad. I don't have like a drawing tablet or anything else. So I know there was definitely limitations there. Like I know the drawing tablet is basically through your PC or your computer. But I don't really know of many other ones. Like I know Procreate, Ibis Paint. I think that's really about it. I haven't heard of many, but I haven't really done any research into it. Those issue that are best, to be honest? I see. I hear Ibis Paint is probably a little bit better. Like, I knew from people, or videos that I've seen about making, like, comics and that sort of crap that they did Ibis Paint a lot of the time. Or these I tried many like Clip Studio, Ibis, Psy, Medibang, and some fake Procreate apps wannabe, but Ibis is definitely the only competition for Procreate. Interesting. Because basically all I did when I first got this was I looked up, it was like Googled like drawing apps essentially, and that was one of the first ones that came up. There we go. We're working a little bit faster now. We got those ones done. Ban it down. Yeah. The brushes and interface. I know you can import brushes. I haven't done it before, though. I need to look into it. I'm just so, like, tech illiterate that I figure I will find out a way to mess it up. Right. Also, it's been an hour. Let me just make sure that the stream is okay. I always want to make sure and see. Just because on my end it looks fine, but you never know. I've had it before where it crashes and I can't tell. Let me just see. Is purple site good? Purple site is good. Everything's alive. Everyone's fine. Red, YouTube. Okay, everyone's alive here. Green site. Everyone's alive here too. Yes, no, maybe. Oh, it's freezing. I think my computer is having a stroke right now. I imported so many, but I don't use them. Interesting. I mean, I feel like I use kind of the same brushes constantly. I don't really do anything crazy with them. Okay, you know what? I have to pull it up again. The only issue with multi-streaming is that you always have to make sure that it's working properly. I just want to make sure that there's no issues. Okay, are you live? Is everything fine? Yes. Okay, we're live. Everything is okay. No pause for no alarm. There we go. There we are. Crisis averted. Like, especially, I think the 1 or 2 videos I have seen where it's like, oh, here are my, like, brushes, and here's what I draw with using them, yada yada yada, like, come download them or check them out. And I've always just been concerned about downloading the brushes, like, I don't know necessarily the process or how it works and all that sort of thing. And then also the odd time, they're always, like, expensive, or I've seen packs where people are buying them, and it's just not something... It's also not something I want to invest too much money into. It's super easy. Well, I'll take your word for it, but... Interesting. I mean, for the meantime, I think I'm okay for now. I might look into it, maybe. Maybe one day at a time. You bought 3 packs. Interesting. Okay, we'll add little loop-de-doos here. Just kind of the rings for it there. There we go. There's a lot of free ones online though, so don't buy unless you don't find free versions, since they're good. One of the packs I bought for $5. Well, thank you. I'll learn from your experience then. Because yeah, there's ones I've seen before where it was like, oh, you have all these different brushes and blah blah blah, and it's whatever. I think I saw it, the one for it was like 20 bucks, and I said it was like, that seems very steep. No. Hey, that's okay. I can assure you, don't ever feel bad, because I've probably done something much worse. I can assure you I've probably done something far stupider. Yeah, I did not buy them. I was like, that seems gross. It was like some content creator where they were like, here, get these brushes, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that seems crazy expensive. Yeah, it was wild. Okay. But there you go, now I feel vindicated through you. Because I didn't know anything about it. I was like, I don't know how it worked. I didn't know if it was like cheap or if that was expensive or not. So I was like, I'm just gonna hold off. And I haven't really looked into any since. I've seen like 1 or 2 before. They were like a couple bucks, but again, I was like, I don't know how it works. And I can't really tell how like different or beneficial it would be to just have extra brushes, or if I continue the way I am. Because some people say it's like all the brushes make up 90% of it. Other people say it doesn't matter what the brush is. Because I've seen people use one and they essentially make like masterpieces. So. Okay, and then we have like a little golden bit on the side. Maybe somewhere like here. Erase that, because that'd be where the necklace would go. If you want brushes, don't buy from American store type thingies like Japanese, Korean, Chinese. Brush packs usually give more brushes and are cheaper. Interesting. I guess that kind of makes sense. Just the way the currency is laid out. Okay, so we'll continue like so. No, that's fair. You gotta save money as much as you can, right? God, everything is so ridiculously expensive now. I mean, I live in hell, but apparently on Earth it's rough. Like, I saw a video the other day of apparently gas in places, like, I know the States, Canada, that sort of thing, gas is awful. But in France, I saw a video where it was like 10 bucks a gallon. That was disgusting. Where it was essentially like 2.5 bucks a liter. That's gross. That. Live in London and don't drive, so I'm not sure about that. I mean, I guess so, right? A lot of places in Europe are known for public transit. At least where I am, nowhere near anything. Yeah, no, but if you're filling up on gas, it's like once every other week essentially, and you're spending probably close to 100 bucks. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm basically out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so from there, maybe we'll move on to the funky looking hand and glove thing. Or we have, I mean, I could do, oh, debating what else to do. Because we can move on to the glove, where I could do that little shoulder pad thingy. I just also need to figure out what we're doing with the hand, because if I have... hand would be somewhere like so. Da, 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 da. No, fingers are wrong way. Da, 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 da. I don't think I could live in a rural area. It's not the capital. My friend who lives outside London has to wait an hour for the bus, and if she misses it, the next one comes in another hour. Yeah, that's rough. But in London, buses are every 5 minutes, Matt. Yeah. I mean, I guess I've never been like a people person or crowds. Like I hate cities. But that might just be me. I grew up in basically the middle of nowhere my entire life. Yeah. I've actually never been on a train before. That would be interesting to one day experience. Dun, 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 dun. Morning rush hour, work rush hours are horror. I mean, yeah. Even like highways and all those routes by where I are, they're jammed. You're fully It's like those videos you see in Japan where they have workers kind of like shoving everyone into the train and holding them before they shut the door on them, and they're packed like sardines. Oh my god, I can only imagine. I mean, I'm lucky enough that at least my schedule for the most part, I don't really do much driving during rush hour. And people pull you out of the train too. Oh god, that's wild. I feel like I would freak out. Like anybody holding me or trying to like grab me, I'd absolutely lose it. To the point like I can't even do jewelry because I freak out if anything like touches me. So to have just like a stranger kind of push up or be crammed against you, I'd lose it. Absolutely not. But then also like pickpocketing and stuff like that I've heard, or theft. Like I'm so paranoid about it. Okay, you know what? Maybe make the hand a little bit larger. 5 foot, so you can't do anything, unfortunately. Right, it's... Yeah, luckily, I mean, I've never been in, like, a big city, so I don't really have to deal with it too much, but I keep everything in, like, one pocket just in case when I'm going around in public, just so I can have, like, my hand in it, and I know that everything, my wallet, phone, that sort of thing is dealt with. Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, just keep going like that. I mean, I think, I had a reference from way back when of another drawing I had seen where they have like a hand on the shoulder. I might look at that. Let me see. It's very blurry. No, that one isn't. Let me see if I can find another one with a hand on the shoulder, because I may or may not be able to figure this out on my own. No, of course. Okay, I did not find a reference with a hand on the shoulder. It's okay. We'll just leave you like that then, sir. Clean pick my mom got her phone stolen the one time she took a train mouse. Since then, she only drives. Ugh, right. I mean, all it takes is one time, and then you're kind of permanently worried about it, right? That's rough. Luckily, I haven't had too many bad experiences with my phone. At least I have family members who basically destroy their phone once a year, or like they drop it and it breaks all the time. I've had the same one for years and years and years and years. I mean, it's old and outdated, and at one point I held it together with like electrical tape, but it's still serving me. It's still funny to me. Yeah, the one time, of course. I feel like that would be my luck. The one time I go and use something, something terrible would happen. Okay, the hand is being a little funky. Let's just erase all that. Okay, what would that look like? I'm like twisting my hand trying to figure out what this would look like. I don't change phones yearly, but my mother does. Interesting. I don't see the point in it. No. God, I knew people who used to buy the new one every time it came out, and I was like, you're wasting so much money. It does its job. Why do I care what it does, other than that? As long as it works fine, who cares? If I ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, let me see. If you have like a hand, you're doing... Okay. I'm like holding my hand up in the air right now to try and figure out what the hand would look like. Okay. You had 12 for years and years and years, but you only changed it this year because it dropped in Smash? Funny. I think I still have the 11. I think I have like the 10 or the 11 still. And I got one of like the really nice cases that absolutely can take a beating, because I know I will drop it at some point, and luckily it has survived. And I've dropped it downstairs, I've like accidentally thrown it across a room before, and it's still alive and kicking, so I think the case is the biggest thing. Your baby? Yeah. Okay, you know what, let me get like a little hand thingamajigger. I don't know if it's just me, but I get emotionally attached to things I had for a very long time. I mean, everybody does to some extent. Like, there's some stuff from when I was, like, way younger that I still have, but I'm also a little bit weird, because for the most part, I don't really care if stuff gets beaten a little bit. Like, as long as it still works fine, that's all I really care about. Like I have old sketchbooks that I've had to tie together with ribbon or string. Like the binding on the bottom has just absolutely ripped, so I had to do a string and rebind the book. Sometimes you feel like a hoarder. I mean, it's not necessarily hoarding, right? I mean, as long as you're not doing anything crazy. Ow. Okay, so if we have... Okay, well that's fine. You can hoard those. No, I know people where they had just like boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff everywhere, like old newspapers from like 30 years ago, and they wouldn't throw them out, and they had boxes and towers of crap all over the place. They wouldn't throw like bags of junk, and it would literally pile up in their entire house. It was like we couldn't even visit them anymore because there was just no room. I don't know, I never understood it. So that's literally, it's a sickness, they need help. Like, I think to some extent, I think hoarding is literally diagnosable. I think there is an actual diagnosis you can get for certain hoarding behaviors. But yeah, no, they were just, yeah. I think some of it is like an OCD thing, really, or I think it's some anxiety disorders have it, but I mean, like just being a hoarder in general, like if you don't want to throw out some stuff here and there, some of that's normal. But if there's people, like, have you ever seen, they had like old TLC shows where they would show like severe extreme hoarders, and I think it literally, they just had like a condition where it was like OCD or some such, and they couldn't get rid of anything. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, it's not like everybody with OCD and that sort of thing, but I believe it was a specific subset of people who displayed like a specific symptomology of it, where they were just physically incapable of letting anything go. I don't know if it was just like a worry or an anxiety. Oh God, I keep doing this. I need to focus. It was just like a specific anxiety about like not having something or losing it, or it was like an attachment thing. But yeah. His reaction to a murder, who the murderer was a hoarder and kept, I mean, that's a little more, I think it's a little different from the average hoarder. Maybe just like a smidge more extreme, but maybe a similar thing. It's okay. God, these look a little bit rough, but I'm going to polish them. It's okay. Trust the process. Interesting. I've never seen that before. I watched a lot of true crime, killers, and that sort of thing. We've been yapping for so long. Yeah, I can yap for ages and ages and ages. I'm gonna say, yeah, hopefully we don't have to keep you there if you're got other things to do, but I'm always happy to yap with my viewers. It just means you have a lot to say, right? Well, we're happy to have you around. Oh my, I feel honored. Thank you very much. Let's say I've been trying different time zones out recently, or just different hours in the day, so sometimes it depends on who I have. Like on YouTube, it's really relatively consistent. We'll have like a study. I have a couple on there right now, with the chat is linked to as well, but Twitch, it depends, because sometimes I stream at like 8 p.m, other times I stream midday, so it's kind of all over the place, but yeah, like trying things out and seeing who's out there. Right. The art progress is so cute, yay. Thanks so much. I mean, we'll see how much longer I go on for. I don't know if I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. I have some other stuff to get done, but I plan on finishing the rough sketch today, and then I'll move on to polishing it and then doing some coloring maybe tomorrow. because I want to get this done over the weekend, right? And then I can move on to other things, because I have so many drawings and other things that I want to start projects, so I need to work on being faster. You stream while trying to come? Well, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, actually, I learned a funny thing about notifications the other day, which I didn't know was a thing on Twitch, but actually, apparently if you don't respond to notifications for a week from a person, Twitch will actually just stop sending you notifications from them permanently. Because I was actually watching another streamer, and like other events came up that week where I was busy and I wasn't really on my phone much. And then I just stopped receiving any notifications for them permanently. Interesting. That's another thing I need to figure out, is how some of the settings on this app work. Okay. Now the hair is somewhere behind there. We'll do maybe the crown bit here. We can erase this. Continue like so. I don't watch many stream results. Today's the one day I've actually chatted and stayed. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, right? I mean, it depends on what I usually watch. Sometimes I'll play, like, I'll watch games and that sort of thing, probably more often. I think I'm big on playthroughs, like YouTube. But the biggest ones I'll recommend is actually Monarch and Layna Lazar. They're both streamers. These two that I'm drawing, they're always great. I'm a big horror person. I hate horror movies, but I love horror games, so I watch a lot of Layna. I always overthink chatting, because what if I'm bothering? I mean, like, even if somebody didn't want to, like, address the chat or anything else, for the most part, like, they can just choose not to answer, right? And I mean, as long as you're being respectful, I think there's nothing wrong with chatting ever. I think people appreciate it more than you think. Like, I'm the type, at least, I love a chatter, right? I can go back and forth. As you've seen, we can yap. I can yap for ages and ages and ages. But I think you're overthinking it, because I used to be a lurker for years and years and years. I'd never chat, and I've watched like hundreds of hours of people. But just like little comments here and there. I mean, like, if you're afraid to do it and you want to get over it, just like even emotes. Thank you. Like, emotes is a big thing, even if you just want to say something and you can't say it verbally. Like, if you have a little happy emote, or like a sad one, or like a reaction, those emotes are, I think, really, really nice for viewers, because that way the ones who are more shy but still want to support the streamer have like a way to do it. We're now best friends, haha. Whatever you say there. See, I'm always, just even in real life, I've always been very particular with friends. I don't really have many that I consider friends, because a lot of people will say like, oh, this is a friend of mine, blah, 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 but like, best friend to me is if we're best friends, now you gotta help me the next time I bury a body. I'm kidding. For legal purposes. Alrighty. In Minecraft, allegedly. Like your website. Alrighty, do a little bit more crown details. That's okay, we'll add a little bit on the arm, probably something like here. I don't know, probably before the elbow. I can add like the glove. Probably something like that. But I think I might be getting close to the end here. I have another thing coming up soon, so I might work on that, but let me just make sure. Because, what do you mean Alina's too close? Yeah, or it's like, oh my god, the scams constantly, or links to god knows what websites, or I hate the pop-ups. Because it's fine if it's just a link in the corner and you can just choose to ignore it, but if it's the pop-up on screen constantly, and it's trying to get you to click, like if you go to click exit, and then there's a little pop-up beforehand, it's trying to get you to link to another website, it was like, oh my god, those are absolutely awful. Yeah, Alina's 2 kilometers away. Good, keep it that way. Especially with AI now too, because you never know. Okay, you know what? I probably have. Now we got some more time. Let me just grab some water. Then tab back in. Okay, everything's still fine. Nothing's broken yet. Crisis averted. Okay. And there we are. And where are my 1,000 free iPhone? They're wild. Oh my god, the amount that they do just to try and get you to click. Same thing when you get like the mobile game ads and it's just the biggest scam on the planet. It's absolutely nothing. Nothing like the actual game. I was never big on mobile games, but I've had so many family members where they download it and they're like, oh cool, this is such an interesting game. When you're 11, you'd click on all of them. I don't know how that is legal. I mean, I guess on those websites it's hard to track them anyways, but I feel like there's no way that that is illegal. Like, it's wild, the amount of crap that they get away with, right? Did you hear about the drama with honey? Yes! Oh, yes. So I never got it, I never used it. But I always thought, like, oh, that was a cool idea, right? To get honey and you get, like, the free coupons and stuff. But yeah, that they were taking codes from other people and applying it to basically anyone who had it, or they would steal any codes that you have, and they were essentially scamming businesses. Interesting. I didn't watch a big documentary. I think I saw, I don't know if it was like Mugen or somebody who made a video about it, but I definitely saw something about honey. Because I know Markiplier, he was a big person who like advocated against honey, and everybody was like, oh, you're crazy. And he was so vindicated when it finally came out that honey was scamming people. He was like, I knew it! I told you all! Because really it was too good to be true. Like, what are they getting out of it? Because you don't pay for it. Because yeah, there were tons of businesses that essentially went like close to bankruptcy because they were just losing all of their money. Anytime somebody would get like a 50% off coupon if it was a store owner, right? The thing about life is you gotta learn is if it's too good to be true, it is. And even if it's almost too good to be true, it probably is. I know, I'm very jaded, very skeptical. Funny thing is, I'm not really all that old. I've just lived a hell of a life. Like I had a full-time job at 12, 13. So I've seen some crap in my day. Right? Yeah, like the audacity. Especially like at that point you just sue them, take down. I don't know if they're still around. I feel like they might have. They've probably closed down since then, I assume so. Okay, so from here. But suing is money, yeah, unfortunately. It's expensive. Right, yeah, they're really small businesses where you don't have the funds for it. That's another big thing is why people don't want to go to court, because it takes a lot of time, and companies can afford to just drag it out. Unfortunately. Okay. Let me erase this bit. It was sad to see. No, it is, especially when they take advantage of smaller businesses and all that jazz, like little mom and pop shops or people on Etsy. It's gross. Okay, we'll take this tiny bit. We'll add a line there. There we go. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna drink some water again. I'm gonna mute myself so you freaks don't get any ASMR. Just give me a second. Let me know. Anybody have any like favorite drinks or stuff they like to drink? Because I'm just a water person. I don't really drink much else other than that. There we are. Yeah, like water for me, I don't really drink myself much else. The odd like tea here and there, but I've never been one for like, you know, the Gatorades or like a Coke, Pepsi's, that sort of thing. Wait, also do you use VGen? No, I actually don't. I was debating if I wanted to start something on there, but I feel like I need to kind of build out other examples of stuff before I put anything on VGen. I've looked into it, but I haven't. No, I don't have anything set up on VGen. Beware of the scam going around if you do get it. Oh. I'm learning all sorts from you there today. There's a scam on VGen? Interesting. No, I haven't heard anything about that. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we'll move on to this hand bit probably. Let me erase that. Continue to erase this bit then. It's a thing where commissioners send a link about VGen TOS or whatever in the proposal, and if you click it, it steals your data because it's some malware thing. Oh dear god, it's all over X. My friend got it too, but she realized it was a scam before she pressed it. Interesting. I'm usually pretty good at spotting scams. Like I had somebody DM me ages ago trying to do something, and they wanted to get me like to get this app and then pay through there, and they were being incredibly impatient. I was like, you little shit. But thank you, good looking out. I mean, luckily I don't have it, but ugh, disgusting. Scammers. I remember I was like scammed way back in the day when I was like a young kid, and I've been so hyper aware about all that ever since. A lot of people just aren't really taught about internet safety anymore, which is funny because we're in a time where people are growing up with it. Back in the day, it used to be like, don't click on any links. If you do anything, someone's going to steal your data, blah, blah, blah. Now people just aren't all that suspicious anymore. Good. I mean, I don't know if you should be able to post links or not on VGen, unless you're like a verified customer. I don't know how you would go about that. Like if there's a bunch of proof of you conducting yourself properly, but because that's the thing on Twitch too, I think, over time where you can't necessarily do links. Interesting. Because at least where I'm from, they used to have TSAs all the time back in the day, but they've just pretty much stopped doing them. I was like maybe a really, really, really young kid where they used to have them, but ever since, there's like nothing. But that's good at least. You can even if you're not logged in, since you can buy a commission as a guest too, and link is sent in the proposal thing. Interesting. Like I thought that was a thing back in the day on Twitch. I don't know if they changed or not, but you used to not be able to send links if you weren't at least a subscriber. Okay, let me pull up the sword. We'll continue that. What is this one? Well, I'm not on VGen, but I appreciate you looking out. Right, okay, so we'll pull up the sword from one of her music videos, and then I'm just gonna start to polish this bit. I need to do the hilt. Oh yeah. It doesn't really come up much, but I feel like if she's gonna be holding a sword, which I'd planned to, I'm essentially having to be like, there's a drawing a sword from the other one's like ribcage sort of stomachy thing. A lot of like fire and magic and all sorts of other swirly bits, but she does have a canonical sword, so I figure I might as well look up the music video it shows up in. Dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, I know this song. I finally recognize one of them. This is Blackcatcher. From Black Clover. And we'll continue like so. Can erase that bit. Is this a commission? No. It's kind of just like some fan art. I haven't really done any commissions before. I'd be open to the idea, maybe one day setting up a VGen or doing something like that, but for the most part, no, this is just some fan art. Or I'm working on some long-form content, like I have turning streamers into D&D characters that I'm planning to post. I have like a YouTube and that sort of thing. I mostly just do clips here and there, but we're planning on doing some long-form content over the summer. So I'm debating if I'm going to turn this into a video, because I might go over the stuff I've learned over the years drawing. If I do, it might be, but otherwise I post some clips here and there. They are, I mean, I guess like anything else, especially if you're doing it for a business, it kind of sometimes sucks the joy out of it too, but I don't know. I haven't done it personally, so I wouldn't know. Okay, sword like that. Let me zoom out a little bit. Although I feel like, I don't know, I don't know if I'd be the type that'd be good or not at them. I'd have to check, because I've always been very good at like time management, that sort of thing, and keeping busy, but it probably depends on your experience too, because a lot of people do art and they don't really have much experience with work, because usually people get into it when they're younger. And they haven't worked like a normal job before or done any of that, so sometimes it can be difficult managing yourself. Also, God, I need to be careful. I was like hummed the lyrics, and I think I said the lyrics out loud or something a couple streams ago, and I got a warning. So I gotta be careful not to do that and get myself copyright struck. That wouldn't be great. You did your first commission when you were 12? Wow. You were on an art server and lied that you were 60. Well, that's unfortunate, but I mean, hey, it's experience, right? See, I was never even big on Discord or servers and that sort of thing. Like, I never spoke with other people or that sort of thing, or was big online, because at the time I was working. Drawing gacha characters. Oh, are you a gacha fan? I mean, I think I've played HSR. I still kind of play here and there, and Reverse 1999. But I haven't really played any other ones. Maybe Fake Go years ago. I'll push this up just a little bit. Not anymore, that was the Sounds like you're having PTSD from it. Dun, dun, dun. The gacha, he was disgusting. Yes, you... Absolutely shocked you when you were young? Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really tuned in with online culture and stuff back in the day, but I've also never spent money on them. I refuse to spend money in games. Mainly because you were on Discord too, right? You were so young. Yeah, that's the thing. But it's okay, you've learned from it. Now you know. You've gained experience in life, we'll put it that way. Yeah, no, I didn't really spend much time on the internet for the most part. Like during that time, I probably, watched some YouTube videos here and there, and then it was big on like reading and watching TV, but I was never on Discord, didn't really play games or meet people that way. And then around that time too, 12, 13, I got a full-time job. Yeah, it's awful. There's always going to be creeps, basically everyone on the internet. There's always going to be some freak. That's why a lot of times people have to crack down with moderation, because you never know, especially if there's like the chance of children being there. Okay. I mean, the safest practice is basically just to assume that everyone has the worst intentions. Which is unfortunate that we have to live that way, but, better safe than sorry. Yeah, and young kids started doing the same videos because they were seeing others doing it. I'm like 90% sure they didn't even know what it meant. Yeah, people hop on trends. That's another unfortunate thing about the time we live in now, is people are very stupid. I guess to put it bluntly, people are very, very stupid. Like, really. And the game dev had drama around him too. And yeah, of course, there's always game devs. Like, I think there was even... there's always some new streamer, some game dev, or some popular person who has some sort of crap that gets revealed about them. Like, it happens, it's basically like clockwork. Every month there's some new drama. Like, I think even, what was it, today? Was it today or yesterday? I think Sykkuno, of all people, had something come out about him that he was cheating on his girlfriend with a bunch of people and trying to meet up with other smaller streamers. Okay. Continue here. That's also why I have, like, this very, I guess, weird opinion of content creators or even musicians that I listen to. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I would love to meet them and blah, 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 or I hope I can go to a meet and greet. I'm the complete opposite. Never meet your heroes. Never want to see them, because that way you can never be disappointed. Stop, your message got flagged? Oh god, Twitch automod then. I have, like, basically no restrictions set on my chat, so that's Twitch right now automodding you. Okay, I'll buff this up a little bit. And then... oh, yeah. Yeah, PDF files. That's another unfortunate thing, is now we can't say any words online because it gets censored, which is incredibly stupid. But what are you gonna do, right? Like, on YouTube, it's really, really bad. Twitch, it's touch and go. YouTube, it's rough. Anything you say is gonna get your video flagged, demonetized, taken down. Like, I think I mentioned a knife once because I was drawing something, and the video basically just stopped being shared. It was privated immediately. I didn't even do anything, and they privated the video because I mentioned, like, a knife or something. It was so stupid. Yeah, so now we don't play games with that, unfortunately. Mr. YouTube Man does not like me. That's another thing. I think I heard someone years ago, they said getting older is just realize that everybody's on drugs or pedophiles. I think that's very true. The more time passes, the more it comes out that everybody's just disgusting. Oh well, right? World we live in. And you can hope that it can stop, but I just assume that everybody's like that. Not to get too depressing, right? Gonna bring down the mood here. I'm also the type that can go and do like morbid, like listen to morbid stuff for ages and it doesn't really affect me, but I know a lot of people are not like that. So when stuff happens, I can usually talk about it or like talk about bad news all the time, but I know a lot of people it's like very, very heavy. Okay, we'll do probably this, like so. Have you session with Tokyo teenagers online? What? No, I have not. Tell me about it. What's this? Tokyo teenagers. Oh, yeah. How it's all, like, centralized or sensationalized in media, even the country itself? Right. Yeah, how they glorify, like, Japanese culture. Okay, I need to shift this. Where everybody talks about how great it is and blah blah blah, and they have all these cool things, and then they don't really talk about the bad parts. I mean, like, that's basically everywhere on the planet. You're gonna have the good and the bad, but people need to be able to talk about both. Because I think it's always, there isn't necessarily a lot of crime or bad stuff that happens in Japan, but when something does happen, it's basically always horrific. Like the Pokemon Center murder that happened recently, that was disgusting. Some stalker. Like, people uploaded a video of this teenage 18-year-old girl having fun. She had come on her... Oh god. She had a cone on her head and running around, and they said she's homeless, so it started a trend with Tokyo homeless kid and made it an aesthetic. But she turned out to be a streamer, not homeless. Interesting. Huh, no, that's the first time hearing about it. You're on some very interesting places. I feel like my internet for the most part is like VTubers, anime, and like music. TikTok is that? Yeah, I'm not really on TikTok. I post the odd stuff here and there and then I get off it immediately. I do not scroll. I like watch true crime and then anime, drama for the most part. Okay, I'll have a diamond like that. Let me... Which is funny, because I feel like every time somebody talks about TikTok and they're on it, it's like they always mention how bad of a place it is to be on. I'm a victim of doom scroll. That's okay. I've been like trying recently to like put my phone away, because I usually always have something in the background. But I've needed to stop. I need to like put it away and try and get other stuff done. Because it's just a distraction. It's like you guys all have Stockholm Syndrome. It reminds me of a friend of mine who talked about League. They played it all the time, League of Legends, and every single time they would sit there and complain about how it's like a horrible thing and they never want to introduce other people to League, and it was like, you're stuck in an abusive relationship. You have your main account where you doom scroll and your art account, which is only art, which is nice. Interesting. I mean, I basically have the one. I like post some art stuff, and then I have another one I do like clips and bits and pieces, and I immediately leave. I do not stick around. Like, even from the odd clips I get from family and friends, it was like, I know the site is interesting, to say the least. Okay, let me just... Everything's still alright here. Yep. Alrighty. Just making sure everything is fine. We're all still alive. Good, perfect. Everyone's still okay? Everyone's still alive? We're all doing alright? Okay, now I'll tap back. How many topics do we talk about? I mean, yeah, we're cycling through them. Recappers. Realization hits every 30 minutes. I was gonna say I can go for ages and ages and ages. I'm just seeing how much longer I'm gonna go for today, but that's the thing. You get yapping, you get two yappers in a room, and they can go for hours. Okay. Now I'll do the other side. You know, I might just duplicate it. It's probably easier. We're gonna start to work smarter. Erase this bit. We're gonna grab that. No, maybe make it a little bit smaller, more precise. We're gonna grab this bit at the end, and then we're going to duplicate it, like so. Flip it. Something like that. I was gonna say, I do everything the hard way. I need to stop doing that because I'd save so much time if I just didn't. Is that... Like, yeah, that's the right length. Okay. There we go. And then I can kind of just erase this bit on the top. I'll straighten this out and then I'll just merge it down. Nope, that was way too big. Shrink the eraser. And then I will continue like so. Okay, I know this one too. And I feel like, you know what, we can probably merge them now. And we will smush this down. Maybe let's go down here. Figure out what I'm erasing. I will probably erase this bit then. There we go. And then I can merge them down. Like so. No, what did I just do? What did I just do? Merge down. There we go. Okay, the sword is mostly done, and I can finish this bit. Okay, we'll continue like this. I'm trying to remember the lyrics. I know the lyrics in English for all these songs, but not the Japanese ones. By the way, you can pinch them tighter if you want to do it faster. What? You can pinch them together if you want to do it faster. Huh? Oh. What? I did not know that was a thing. Well, I've learned 4 things today, apparently. You're just a bundle of information. Okay, so that, pop that right there. No, please, none of it is mean. I would never. It takes a hell of a lot to get to me, and I don't think that is mean whatsoever. You've been very helpful. Oh, I know this song too. I think the funny thing was, like, when I open the app, they don't actually give you a tutorial. It's not like, here's a big walkthrough. They just kind of go, here's the app, have fun. Since some people hate being told stuff, so you think you're okay with tips. No, okay. I mean, I guess to some extent, I don't really understand why people would have issues with tips on using an app, but I mean, I think it's completely different to something like backseating. Like games, it's different if they're like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, but for something like that, I'm always open to tips, especially because I'm, for the most part, basically just self-taught. I don't know how anything works the normal way. Okay. I'll just continue like so. Right? Like if I'm playing a game and somebody is like spoiling, that's different. But even then, if someone's like, "Oh, you could use this cool trick with this ability," that's yeah. Goodbye. Yeah, no view botting here. No, thank you. Oh god, they're always all over the place. I hate them so much. Oh, and on kick, thank you so much. I didn't even realize. This time I got it. At least I'm not gonna miss the whole stream without doing it. Urlock9 Grail, thank you so much for the follow, and Lost Win, thank you. I appreciate it so much. See, I'm not missing it this time. I can see you. Last stream, I got a couple follows, and I did not realize because I didn't have a pop-up for it, but it's okay. We have you. I see you on kick too. Don't you worry. And the annoying thing is, like, they sell the bots and those stupid things, they leave the links and everything else, but it doesn't count. Like, I can see the view count, and it doesn't go up when the bot is there. So the bot that they're sending you doesn't even count as a viewer, but they're advertising bots that give you viewers. It's so incredibly stupid. Okay. Continue like so. Do people actually buy views? I mean, you'd be surprised. I think there was a website that went down, and it was known for view botting, and a bunch of really big streamers' views suddenly plummeted by like a couple grand. Sorry, not a couple grand, a couple thousand concurrent viewers. Like you could see their average drop. I know that doesn't necessarily mean. Normally, you would assume that means, oh, they're view botting themselves, but it could be the viewers like trying to boost a streamer that they like, so we don't know for sure. But what's the point of them? Well, the biggest point usually is if you're getting sponsored. The way it works is a sponsor will reach out and they'll be like, either they're going to pay for just a flat rate, but a lot of the time they'll be like, if you have XYZ number of viewers, we'll pay you however many dollars per viewers during that sponsorship. So if you have an inflated number of viewers because of bots, you get paid more by a sponsor. I mean, other than that, it doesn't really make a difference. It might attract more people to come to your stream. Like if they see a bunch of viewers, maybe they'll click on it. But other than that, it's mainly for sponsors. Yes, it is a scam. You're scamming the sponsor because they're expecting whatever number of people to see the ad, right? But you're essentially lying to them. I mean, sometimes it's a streamer, but a lot of times it's also like fans too, where fans will view bot a certain streamer that they like. Which is always a dumb idea, because you're just causing more trouble for them if something happens. But yeah, you'd be surprised at how many people do it. Okay, I'll make this smaller, shrink this down. That's stupid, paying views for your favorite streamer instead of actually donating to them, right? I mean, like, even then, for the most part, like, so long as you're watching, that's really, the best way to think is if you want to support someone, you just watch themselves, right? And I think they would also appreciate it more because, let's say something happens, or they drop a sponsorship because the sponsorship thinks they're getting view botted and they actually are, you're costing them more in the long run. Like, if you have the money to view bot them, give them a sub. Or even then, like, if there's merch, buy merch you actually are going to use, right? Because sometimes I think subs aren't always all that useful, at least personally to me. Like, if they have merch, just go buy it instead, and it's cheaper. You save more money in the long run anyways. If you're going to pay for that, I don't understand, but, you know, I'm not the type of person who would view bot somebody, so I guess I'm not going to understand them. But yeah, kind of to link back to our point earlier, as you grow up, the more time passes, you sort of just see that everybody's lying at some point. Most people are fake. That's why if I ever see like my favorite streamers or people, I never want to meet them in real life. I want to just, you know, from a distance. I don't want it to be ruined for me. Like there's like two people, and I don't know necessarily how tapped in you are with the VTuber scene, but there's something called an Oshi, and that's like your favorite. I have two. And it was like anybody else, turns out they could be horrible people and that'd be fine. But like there's two specific people I watched for years and years and years when I was younger, and I think they basically raised me. And if either of them turned out to be bad, I'd be devastated. Like I couldn't do it. Okay, so that bit of the sword's done, and then for the most part we can do the other hand, or this goofy, funky looking thing here. And then the sleeve, and then the arm is basically done. And we can move on to maybe like the cape or something else. So let me do and I'll check up on y'all on kick. Y'all doing alright on here? Just making sure. I know we tabbed out for a second, okay. Just checking on y'all. Okay, everyone's fine is there. Purple site's fine. Red site's fine. Okay. I feel like I check out the 1 hour mark just to make sure everything isn't crashed yet, because with my luck it definitely has. I'd be too scared to be someone's Oshi. The high expectations would kill my overthinking. I mean, yes, like I think it takes a specific type of person to be an idol, to be like a streamer or popular, that sort of thing, because there is going to be that sort of expectation to it. Like with idol culture, some of it's really, really extreme. But I think a lot of the time, people just, I think it'd be nice, right? Just to have like that many people where you think like, oh my god, they support you. I think it's probably like a sweet feeling, but it just depends on how much of a worrier or overthinker you are. Because yeah, being an overthinker probably wouldn't be great for content creation or being a streamer, but I'm sure for people who are much less overthinker, it'd be nice, right? Yes, oh my god. I'm not very tuned into K-pop. I know it's a big thing with like K-pop stands and that sort of thing, but in Hololive, if anybody was keeping up with that, Narissa Ravencroft, she's probably one of my favorites there. She had like a fan freak the fuck out because she mentioned, she didn't even talk to the guy. She mentioned collaborating on one of the other people in her company, Holostars, on making a song together. She didn't even end up doing it, she just mentioned somebody, and this guy, like, schizo posted on Twitter, and 4chan was freaking out about how he hated her, and blah blah blah, and he was disappointed in her. Like, sir, you need Jesus. You need lorazepam. Seek therapy. Okay, this hilt is mostly covered, but I feel like it's pretty simplistic. Dun, dun. I've seen a guy who brought one of those like morning flowers. I don't know, him in front of the guy's company and made the guy quit / go on hiatus. Yeah, that. What the fuck? I don't understand that. I never will. Like, I think it just takes a certain kind of crazy to be like that. Bum, bum, bum. And the fans outside hating and screaming. Yeah, they're wild. Yeah. I think that's another thing, is they start to not see streamers as people. Like, it's easy. When you become parasocial like that, you don't see them the same way you would see, like, I don't know, a friend of yours or somebody at like your school. You see it as almost like a different species. And then people sort of get this expectation, like if they're not regular people, you can start expecting more from them. Oh, okay, 4chan. I finally get to teach you something. So 4chan, it's almost like a Reddit, essentially, but it's Reddit for schizos. It's Reddit for schizophrenic individuals to go and post about, oh, God knows what. When somebody mentions 4chan, it's essentially usually just like crazy people complaining about stuff. Like that's where all the drama usually comes from. Yeah. I've never been on it myself, but anytime there's like a drama video or something, it's always from 4chan. Yeah, it's never came across that. Good. Keep it that way. Do not go on it for your mental health. Save yourself. Remain away from the 4chan. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out what would this end look like, because it's covered in the music video, so I kind of have to figure out what the sword is going to look like. All I heard relating to it was how the miners were spread, right? I think, but I never understood what it was. Yeah, it's like an internet thread forum, essentially. It's like Reddit. They're pretty similar. I guess just the like layout. It's one of those like degenerate websites. Oh, I recognize this song too. I'm assuming that's an emote, I just see words, but that's probably because I don't have the 7TV or whatever the extension is. I need to get on that. Ciores Stinky or something? I'm assuming that's just from 7TV or one of those websites. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna assume that's what the sword looks like. I see. I'll need to add those, I'll look into it. Like, I'm so out of tune to the point, when people use, like, Pepe emotes or whatever they are from... I forget what the website is, but whenever they use those Pepe emotes, it doesn't even show up for me, it just says, like, Peepo whatever. Okay. That's done. I can move on to the glove. Have it from a different streamer. Oh, I see. Okay. So let's move on. I'll tab out of this little window now. We'll pop back here and give a little pause. And then I will... Thank you. Okay. Let me look. I need this little funky little glove. Thank you. It reminds me of those like TikTok live things where it's like, ooh, a rose. And they go, yeah, they hand out the flower things. It's probably comparable to bits. Thank you for your little guy and the flowers. Okay. So we'll have... Actually, it's probably better to have it like this way instead. Like those NPC streams people were doing on TikTok. I've never been on a TikTok live. I was trying to set it up. I might start streaming on there soon. I did one live, but I got a flag, like a warning, because I essentially just left it on a black screen. Because you have to do 3 lives on TikTok before you can use OBS, which means I would have to show my face, and that's not happening. The rose is like 50 cents or less. Okay, yeah, so it's like bits on Twitch. I'm gonna say maybe I'll do some like little sketching, or if I'm on my like just my sketchbook or something, I might do some on TikTok, because I need to get 2 more streams done before I can use OBS and have like this little setup here on it. BTW, how come you don't have those redeem point thingies? I mean, I can look into it. You know, actually, while we're live, I'll look into it. I don't think I have the option to set it up. I think you can have like a certain number before you can use them. Let me check. But I think I looked into it. Let me see. You know what? You're gonna get a live look into how this works right now. Let's see. Because I feel like for the most part, it's something bigger streamers have. I can look into it now. I also don't see sub options for bit options. I mean, even if I had the option to, I don't see the point in asking for subs, right? Like, I'm not I'm not at a size where I would make a living off of doing it, so I don't want to take anyone's money. I think everyone can have it, really. Okay, I'm gonna look into this right now then. We're gonna look right now, guys. We're gonna take a pause from this. Layna and Monarch, and we're gonna investigate Twitch. We're gonna do a little snooping, a little perusing. Okay. Viewer rewards. Rewards are limited. Nope, never mind. Streaming tools. Nope. Settings. Nope. Alerts. Nope. Community. Nope. Content. No. Moderation. Interesting. Streaming tools, maybe? No. Okay, I'm gonna go and create a dashboard. As you guys can tell, I do not know what I'm doing. Stream manager. I don't see the option anywhere. I might have to look up one of those tutorials somewhere. Maybe Google? Yeah, I might look into it some other time then, but I don't want to take too much time away from y'all, but I don't see anything about it. Actually, it's funny, you can see my cursor. I'm like flying all over the place, clicking different things, trying to see. It's okay. Maybe? Okay. I'll tap back here for a moment. We'll go back on here. You guys can see this, and then I will... Maybe I'll pull it up on my phone. I don't know. I mean, if it's something y'all want, maybe. I'll leave this like this, you can see, but... Yeah, I haven't really looked into... I mean, like, channel points and all that sort of redeem stuff yet. I would definitely have to set it up. Although it probably would be interesting. It'd be fun. Kind of figure what we're doing. I need to do that for YouTube too. I know YouTube is much different. Sorry for those on YouTube right now. Hello. Hopefully you're doing well. I appreciate you. But I think YouTube, especially, like, I can't even raid into other people until I get to like a few thousand. Which is whatever. It's unfortunate. I don't know if Kick would be similar too. Like, I multi-stream here and there, but we'll look into it. You know, I'll look into it eventually. But yeah, I don't see anything. I'm just going to do a quick once-over. I don't see the option anywhere. That's unfortunate. Oh well. We're going to tap back, and let's get back to drawing then. I'll look into it on my own time. I'm not going to bother you guys with this. Okay. We're going to zoom back in on Miss Layna, and, well, Mr. Monarch in this case. So, where we last left off, we need to finish this funky-looking hand thing. And the little glove bit up top. And then I think maybe I need to like fix her mouth and the lip things there. I need to change that shape, and then we'll move on to the hair needs to be polished. It's a mess. It's rough. Don't look at it. It's just got a bird nest back there. And then from there, this like cape thing for the most part. And then other than that, I can just kind of clean it up, and the base layer is done. We can move on to maybe coloring. That'll be fun. But one thing at a time. Sheshire focus. We're gonna finish the arm. Hand thing first, holding the sword, and then we can move on to the other stuff later. Okay. Is that like a sushi train? Oops, I forgot to mute. Hopefully you freaks did not hear me drinking water. Oh, it's shrimp. Interesting. That's another thing. Maybe one stream will kind of dedicate to just setting up bits and points and all that sort of thing. And, I mean, not bits, sorry, like channel points, and also figure out what kind of emotes if I was to draw any. Stop it. Do not perceive me. You didn't hear anything. I mean, I thought I had noise suppression on. Actually, I turned it off the other day, and I don't know how to turn it back on, but I think it should be still on. I have it on OBS. I think I turned my Discord noise suppression off, but hopefully OBS is still protecting me. I mean, I think there's just like a clip button somewhere on stream. It looks like the kind of, what is it, like the movie cut? I forget what they're called. God, those like movie block things with the piece above that you can close. It's like the take thing, where it's like take one, snap, that thing. It should look like that. There's a little icon. No, no you don't. Stop it. Stop it. You know what the funny thing is even if I have like shorts or other stuff that I post to, let's say, like YouTube or TikTok, I can't actually put them on this channel because you need to have a certain number of people before. But I remember I have one from way back when. I mean, you can, I won't stop you, but I had one from way back when, and it says now I can't post clips, but I have one from like 2 or 3 months ago when I was playing Silent Hill F. I don't know how I did it. Maybe I was logged in as like a guest or a viewer instead of as a streamer, because for some reason I can't post them myself. Yeah, this funky little app. I guess it just works in interesting ways. Okay, so we'll continue like so. And that little like sleevey cuff bit. Pop in like that. There we go. And it'll be like a golden kind of butterfly underneath it. And then we'll draw. Down, 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 down. Okay. I'll polish it up a little bit, but that's fine. And then this kind of golden little butterfly clip. Maybe I'll move this up. Can I? We'll move that up in the corner there where it's not blocking anything. Maybe that's a little bit easier to see. Now that I also know that I can drag things on screen thanks to you. And maybe I need to put like a disclaimer or something in my rules, like, please be patient. If you have tips, let me know, because I'm basically a grandpa when it comes to technology. Okay. So we'll do something like that, and then a little clip underneath. I don't know if I want to add like a zipper or something else going up the sleeve. We love your art. Thank you, thank you. It was something like I've definitely put more effort into it recently, but back in the day I used to draw a lot, maybe like in high school, middle school. But I got I started working very, very young, and then I continued, and I basically had a full-time job throughout high school, so I just never had time to draw. So when I see other people, they post art stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, it's incredible how they do that, and I see in their bio that they're like a teenager still. And I have to remind myself that I don't spend enough time doing art, so I think I might turn this into like a long-form video if I like the final design enough, maybe. But otherwise we'll just kind of keep posting clips here and there. Yeah, it's wild. But I think that for the most part, some people, I think maybe we don't realize how much time they put into it. Like a lot of them, especially now, they don't necessarily have jobs. Like the job market is awful. There's nothing anywhere. So I mean, like, what else are you gonna do? And they spend their time doing that. Like, it's incredible. Even from like an art class, I visited an art teacher of mine from high school the other day, and just like the stuff that people, like 9th, 10th graders are doing is absolutely wild. Okay, we're gonna go over here. It was so bad as a teen. I'm still mid now. Oh, come on, no. You gotta have more confidence than that. I still think for the most part I'm like a very crappy artist. I don't even call myself an artist. That's pushing it. Dun, 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 dun. I heard a lot of people say you learn faster as you're younger, but I'm not sure how true that is. I think to some extent it depends on the thing. I think language learning, especially children, are better at it than adults. I think it's just because they're developing more, and as you develop, you're more flexible. Like they have this thing called critical periods, where within that time frame is your most important or the most effective time to learn. Like usually with language or visual development, like being able to see things, you have a critical period with like the first couple of months of being alive, and then language persists for like a good 10 years after that. So I don't know, it might be similar with art and using like fine motor hand skills, that sort of thing. Like there's probably this critical period where if it's within that time you learn a lot more, but I'm not too sure. Okay, I'm doing this little butterfly thing here. Maybe I have like this little ring. Let me know if I'm just blabbing at that point. Sometimes I forget what I'm talking about. I have like psychology backgrounds and stuff, and it just reminds me of what they have gone over then. Okay, let me just continue to erase this bit. Continue like so. Did you major in something like that? It was sort of a like a multiple degree thing where I work like psychology and neuroscience and stuff like that. Yeah, fun stuff. So sometimes I also forget, because I've always been big on like psychology, true crime, working with like forensics, that sort of thing was always interesting to me. So I always took stuff from like all sorts of different domains. But yeah, I watch a lot of true crime, like Rotten Mango. If y'all haven't heard of her, also check her out. They do like couple hour long videos doing like deep dives on different type subjects and that sort of thing. And I like just binge them. Anytime I'm driving, I have it playing. Like even when I was younger. So, you know, morbid kind of psychological stuff has always been interesting to me. But I may just be a bit of a weirdo. Okay, this butterfly pen is done. I need to stop spending too much time on it. There you go. Come on, you're done. Busy. There we go. Pin done. Arm is basically done. I mean, there's like a sleeve and stuff there, but I can just do the hand. You aren't weird. I mean, I am weird to some extent. Oh, the funny thing is, I'd say I'm more of like a normie compared to other weebs and that sort of thing. Like people are into anime and games, yada yada yada. But I'm very much still too weird for normal people. Not like there's anything wrong with it. It's fine being a little weird, but we can call a spade a spade. And it's okay. I'm always. You can judge me. I judge you. I judge everyone equally, right? Yeah, it's the flavor. It's a little spiciness. Add some zest. Okay, and I always forget. I took a video, like a hand thing, picture of my hand earlier to try and figure out what this looked like, because I decided to do these weird, freaky poses with hands, and then I can never figure out what it's supposed to look like, so let me. Also, just don't want to spend too much time on it, because I feel like the more time I spend on it, the worse off it's gonna look. Right? Like this, right? I need to have maybe like a hand thing covering like that. No. Like this, maybe. And yeah, I screwed up the proportions. I'm gonna have to reshape this arm. That's okay. I don't even know what I'm humming. I didn't know what that song was. If I draw male hands, I force my male friends to do the poses. See, that's another thing. I need to like start looking at more references and that sort of thing, because I feel like... Let me see if I can find one. You know what? We're gonna get a little tour. I can draw hands fine for the most part. Usually I'll just like look at myself. Like that was something more recently with like kind of an extreme pose. But I'll just kind of look at myself in the mirror. I'll like go and find like snap pictures. I need to get one of those like posing, the like wooden posable hand thingamajiggers. I thought those were fancy. I mean, yeah, if you spend forever, you're never gonna find an exact reference to that hand pose you wanted. Like I'm trying to think. I had another one more recently. Like it's not too bad. I just need to spend some time on it. I have one. Ooh, you know, maybe I can see one from way back in the day. Where is she? It's Nina Kosaka. Thought I had one. There was like a big one with a hand. Oh well. I thought she was here somewhere, but I guess not. How strange. How bizarre. Okay, you know, oh, there we go. Like, this was from years ago. That was the thing where I just, like, take a picture of a hand, or, like, look at my own hand and be like, okay, that's how I do it. Oh, I imagine with the time zone, by the way, I've got to go, it's super late. Please, go to sleep, get your rest. Hope stream goes well, and I can't wait to see our progress. Absolutely, we'll see you later then. You take care. Sleep well, Yoruki. Thanks for the rose. Bye bye. Arrivederci. Okay, let's pop back here. Let's shrink this in. We'll zoom into that bit again. We'll do on that note. Let me grab some more. We'll keep going. We need to figure out what we're doing this hand and get that done. Dun, 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 dun. Crap, I just realized I'm not muted again and I drank more water. You guys did not hear that. Nobody heard anything. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I also don't want to focus too much on this damn thing, because I feel like if I spend way too much time, it's just going to be weird. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Has the music stopped? Do I need to fix that? You're not going to play, Mr. Music Jam? Oh, maybe not. Does the music decide to give up on me? Oh, yes, it's past. I realized the video isn't that long. I need to. Nope. Okay, let me reset it then. Nope. That was close. Okay. I need to restart the video. I didn't realize that it hit the max amount of time. I need to set it to refresh. That's okay. We'll remember for next time. I'm learning. I'm being a little goofy goober. We're getting close. I mean, I'll stay for a little bit while longer, but I think usually my streams are between 2 to 3 hours, so I've never actually run out from the music before. That's fun. Okay. Why am I getting ads? I shouldn't be getting an ad. Skip. Okay, I'll leave this on so you guys can at least see that in the meantime. There we go, it's starting again. So let me turn the volume back on. I think this is Unravel. I know this one. Okay, you know what? That's fine. We can have the thumb and like the hand sticking out this way just a little bit. That's alright. And then we'll do the rest of the fingers. Unfortunately, I was wearing like a glove, one of the drawing gloves, when I was doing this earlier, so it like covered part of my hand. And I didn't actually fully see where the other fingers were because they just kind of blended in to the rest of the glove. So I think it's something like that. I need to, I mean, maybe I'm kind of doing it now, figuring out the pose. I see. So something like this, perhaps. Okay, we gotta pop the wrist out, maybe. I'm understanding. Pop and lock the wrist. Have the thumb like this, and then maybe more of a right, like this. He's cooking? I think, is that one of the slangs people use now? He's cooking? It's okay, I will never say that again. And we'll polish this and clean it up a little bit. There we are. We can see the sword angle like this. It's always funny seeing it from different angles because sometimes it's a little bit weird. Like if I flip the drawing, it'll be absolutely horrifying. Also, the unfortunate thing is with the image I got from Devotion, Amalie's song earlier, it didn't necessarily have the hilt shown because the hand was over it, so I don't necessarily know what it's supposed to look like, but I will do my best. We're going to interpret it. Gonna make a little bit of an assumption. Okay. Even if it's wrong, it's alright. It's mostly correct, which is the best kind of correct. Technically correct. It reminds me of that little clip you see from, I forget what show it is, but it was like, technically correct, the best kind of correct. Okay, and then also this coat thing would be sticking out a little bit too. I don't know, maybe I should have just like a tiny bit peeking through. Yeah, maybe we'll erase it just a little smidge. A tiny little smidgen. A tiny little smidge McGee. Okay. Perfect, there we are. Keep going like so. I don't want to spend too much time on this. We're gonna get this done. Then we're gonna move on. But I need to do some kind of shoulder pad thingy here too. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. We'll tweak this a little bit. I mean, it's a glove anyway, so I can add like a thin line, because technically there would be like that little line going over them. Ding, ding, ding. That's kind of how you get the glove look. You put a little seam line. And then I need those little shoulder things, which would be... How far is the trap from the... Technically, yeah, there would be a shoulder thing like right here, basically. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so maybe I'd shove this little hand over a little bit. We're gonna shimmy this over here. After I erase this, we'll get rid of this. Sorry, monsieur. And we'll grab that hand, and we will just shimmy it over this way. Voila. Presto. Fix that. And then I can draw him a little shoulder guard bit there. So I think technically it's a little bit different from Monarch's regular one, but it's okay. I have like petals, and then it's sort of like a silver loop-de-loop looking thing. I zoomed in it, it's not very clear, but it's okay. It's a little funky looking. We're just gonna have to use our imagination one. Can I not move this? Oh wait, I guess it's just stuck in that corner. That's okay. Dun, 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 dun. Ba, ba, ba. I'll have a petal like so. Dun, 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 dun. Then we're going to continue with another one. So petals up like that. And then this would be like a silver ring sort of thing, scooping out this way. Is it overly complex? Yes. Is it going to look pretty? Yes. Maybe. Hopefully. Trust the process. Stop complaining. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. big petal somewhere down here, like so. And then another petal like that. Right, maybe it loops up a little tiny bit. Perfect. Maybe I'll zoom in so you guys can see like the whole screen, because I feel like if I zoom in too much, it may be a little bit weird because you can't see the rest of it. So we're going to zoom out just a tad bit, just ever so slightly, so you can still see the rest of what's going on. I feel like I know this song too. What is this one? Bring up the temperature. Oh, this is from Noragami, isn't it? I think so. There we go, that's another one I recognize. I know the lyrics in English. I've heard all of these in the English version before from Amalee, who's actually one of the two people here. And because she does like all the translation versions, I don't actually know a lot of what the original sounds like, which is funny because you could play the original and be like, huh? And you could play her version and go, oh, I know that one by heart. Okay, there we are. They're kind of like butterflies, but not really. Erase this, like the little silver embellishment bits. Okay. Erase that and keep going. Okay, you know what? It's not actually, I thought it was going to look a lot worse. That's not too bad. And I can add maybe one or two more gold bits because I have those two little bead strings things that I have to do on this side because I did the 3 on that side as well. Ow. I just whacked my foot with my blister right against the chair. That's okay. We'll persist. We'll continue on. Yeah, I'll just have like that little bit peeking out like that. Okay. Perfectissimo. So then I can do this little like beaded chain maybe. I'll erase some of this. Some of this is collarbone, which I can have like so. I can erase the other bits. And this is whatever the bit in between the neck and the collarbone is supposed to be. That's hair. So okay, maybe we'll do this beaded chain bit. Okay, you know what, we're at the 3-hour mark. I'll just make sure you're all still alive. Twitch, YouTube, everyone's still okay? I know it gets annoying, but I just want to make sure. Twitch, okay, everyone's fine here. Purple site is fine. You're all okay. Perfect. YouTube, okay, everyone's fine here. You're all live, that's great. And on Kick, you guys are still going great. Okay. I see you. I'm observing you. Okay, now we will pop back. Wait, there we go. Okay. It's very tricky. Well, not necessarily tricky, but there's a certain kind of procedure I have to do when I tab back in, or I won't show the art again. It's so funky. It's a little bizarre. Okay, so we'll zoom out. You guys can see the whole picture again. We're getting there. Okay. That's all fine. Everything else is fine. Good. Grand. Perfect. We'll continue like so. Actually, if it's right, I might go and grab some water. I don't know how much more I have. I might just go refill. I'll leave a little note and we'll be aubrey. Actually, that's what we're going to do, because if I'm going to stay a little bit longer, I want to plan on get as much done as we can. So I'll leave a little note. I'm just going to run quickly. It'll be like a minute, 2 tops. Let me just do a little here. Let me show that. I'm going to change this. Let me edit this, and we're going to there we go. Let me just make this big. I'll be back. Here's a little animation to say sorry. Alright, I'm back. Are you all still alive? Did anybody die? Hopefully you're all still okay. Perfect. And then here's another animation now. There you go, that's my little apology. Hopefully I didn't keep you all waiting too long. I need to get my use out of that little animation now. I need to fix it. We'll update it soon, but I forgot I had it. I only realized the other day, so we're going to get my use out of it. Got a little snack. Hopefully y'all have one too, if you're able to. I'm not usually big on snacks, but I figure I haven't eaten anything in like a day now, so I might as well have a little snack. I'm doing some groceries later. Okay. Get my little drawing glove back on. We'll get right back into it. We'll do the beaded chain, or I think I'm going to take a break and we're going to move on to this dress for a little bit, and I'm going to add some more beads in detail, because we've been working on the top part there, so I think you guys have seen enough. You've seen enough of those two up there, so we're going to move down here. We're going to work on this dress a little bit. Ah, there we go. Okay, I now have no more excuses. I have my snack, I had my water, we're gonna get back into it. We're gonna pull up the reference for Layna Lazar. Because I have like some crystals and some red stuff that I want to do over the dress, because technically this is her left leg showing. And then the other leg will be dangling maybe somewhere like here. So get the eraser, make it a little bigger, and we'll start to carve that bit out. I think this is Darling in the Franxx too, Kiss of Death. Okay, I recognize more of these than I think I do. Alrighty, there we are. Let's have a leg like that. We can erase this bit, make it smaller, because I need to figure out, if I do a layer above, I can kind of figure out where the leg placement is, because we have hips. Ow. I just dropped my iPad. If we have hips somewhere here, like that, right? That's where the hips are. And then you have this little bit here, technically, and that's where the knee is. Then the other leg goes down like this. The other one would probably be something like that. The knee would be here. Or, if we had it angled a little bit higher, the knee would be somewhere like this, same length, right? And then would go down like this. So if I follow by that logic, we go down here, and we're going to erase the other bit. Right, which would technically be like that. Like that. Right. This down here. Okay, there we go. That's fine. That's better. I need to zoom in. God, that's way zoomed out. You guys don't see anything right now. Sorry. There we are. I'll put it on an angle so you can still kind of see some of her. And then what we'll do is move on to this little gem stuff that'll be dripping from the dress, like so. Okay. We'll get rid of that other layer. I don't need this anymore. Bye-bye. So we'll have like a bunch of gems and stuff. Maybe, do I hike it a little bit higher? Maybe I do. Maybe there should be like crystals and protrusions and stuff happening all the way up here. And then we can have these little guys. There'll be some kind of drippy pieces, like so, and then we'll have like rings maybe, like that as they go down. Okay, maybe, you know, zoom in like that. Okay, so if a lot of it is going to be dripping down, we have the chunks like this, which is fine, right? You can have lots of little beads, and they're strung along all like this, and maybe some larger chunks of crystals, like this little neck piece here, right? We'll erase that as we go. Just lots of crystals as we go. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. And then I can add, and there we go, we'll add kind of these flowing bits down there. That little string will continue like so, make these little dangly bits. Right, zoom out a little bit. Now we'll zoom back in. Right. And then we'll just continue. Oh, I forgot. I need to erase this line. I don't know why that's there. Another little line. We'll continue like so. Just dripping. I mean, they're kind of like teardroppy. Maybe that's what I want them to be like. And then we'll continue with more kind of crystally shaped bits as they go in a circle and kind of droop over the leg. I need to maybe figure out what this one looks like. We'll erase some of it and kind of shape it, like so. Now, the only other issue is, do I want to have the dress on this side kind of flaring out still? Or do I want to have it just also kind of fall down? Maybe I have just a little bit, right? It's kind of kicking up just ever so slightly. Have it something like this. There we go. Erase these bits behind it as well. Then I can erase this all here. Or maybe I keep it, like if this is some sort of extra bit of the dress that's kind of rippling and flowing down a little bit. That's what I imagine at least. Decisions. No, you know what, I think for the most part it should kind of be covered. None of that sticking up nonsense. I mean, some of the crystals can be. We'll do that bit like they're poking out here, but the actual dress is falling behind. Something like this. There we go. I know I'm going to texture them, but it's going to definitely be interesting when I figure out what I'm going to do with the texture later. Okay, so we'll continue from there, and then we go on like so. Get a little baser bit, and we'll kind of clean up the line art along the leg and knee, like that. Do this tiny little eraser bit. Dun, dun, dun. Same thing, kind of teardrop shape. I can clean it up a little bit. So we'll just erase those lines here, kind of that darker bit. It's okay. We're kind of working with negative space. I feel like I'm bougie right now using all these fancy terms, but it's really just you make a smudge and then you use the eraser to draw it instead. And then I can go and clean up around the outside like so. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. And then we'll have kind of like a longer crystal here, maybe. So kind of teardrop shape, and maybe much more like the ones up in the hair that are kind of sticking out of that headpiece. Like that, little long, kind of thinner crystals. So something like that. That continues along. Dun, 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 dun. There we go, perfect. And I can erase this bit here. We continue as they go down like so. There we go. Erase this last bit and they're connected. And then we'll clean up the edges, go around and erase this. Erase this. Erase that, erase that, erase a little bit more here and there. Perfect. I don't know if I'm adding detail here because I feel like there should be some kind of seam or stitching or something along the dress. Because I was debating if I was going to add like a lace layer to it, which I wanted to. I don't know if that's overdoing it on the detail, but I feel like if we're going to go big, go home. Right? Sorry, no. I'm so dyslexic right now. If you're going to go, you might go big or go home, not go big and go home. I think I'm just tired today. I had this big event thing yesterday that I had to go to, but a lot of talking. My voice is an absolute mess at the moment, and I feel like I'm still half asleep today. I need to go to bed early. We'll just kind of continue with the lace up there. And there we go. We'll have the detailing afterwards, I just need the rough shape of the lace. Oh, there's Black Catcher again, I recognize that song. Dun, 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 dun. Perfect. And then we'll continue with this kind of lace bit here. There we are. Go, go, go. Continue here. And there we go. I mean, that's basically... That's basically what I had in mind. We'll just kind of continue along the edge like so. Nothing crazy, but... There we are. And we're just going to continue with the lace pattern up and down like so. We'll go along this edge, kind of run it like that. Continue with the eraser like this. Okay, now that lace bit is basically done. Is that unnecessary? Maybe a little bit. Was it being over the top? Sure. But, you know what? We like a bit of detail. Right? That's okay. I will clean this all up later. At a later point in time, which has not been decided upon. There we go. I mean, I could add maybe like more of a lace pattern here as well. Trace a line along the edge, maybe. I don't know. Continue like that. Just continue like so. I'll continue to erase all this up here, like that. Down, 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 down. There we go, and then it travels up the edge. Let's more detail like that later, but right. Back to these gem bits, which are gonna get done. We'll do this little tiny boop, boop. Little gem, little gem. Da, 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 da. Go erase this little bit around there as well. Needs to find a strength. Perfect. We'll keep on like that. Da, 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 da. Okay. Gonna add more liney bits and stuff here, but larger crystal shards. I mean, it can be a little bit messy, but that's fine. There we go. There we are. Now this kind of goes down here finally. And these sort of gem bits will go on top, I imagine. Like so. This is getting a little intricate and messy, but that's okay. After that, this is all gonna, I assure you, it'll be all much, much, much more detailed and much cleaner once we're done. Go like so. Little bits down there. I can erase this tiny bit. We'll erase this. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Perfect. So we'll keep adding lines like that. And that's the last of that. There we go. That'll be interesting to color later. So then we can maybe move back to something that we were working on up here. I could do her hair, or I could kind of finish the crown maybe, or go back to that beaded chain. I'm just trying to balance it out by not doing the same area for too long. Because I feel like if I do that, I kind of get locked in where I am, and I don't really get any progress on, right, if I keep going. Alrighty. Everything's still fine. Yes. Okay. Good. Perfect. Great. Now I'm debating. I might keep going. I'm not sure how long because I do have some stuff to get done other than this. I'm just trying to gauge our progress right now. I can zoom out here, but I'm just trying to see. What are we feeling in chat? How are we doing? Decisions. You know, I think we might end that there for today, at least not now, and maybe like a minute or two. But yeah, let me see. Maybe there's someone you can raid into. Unfortunately for those on YouTube, I appreciate it, but I can't do anything, like I can't raid into anybody else yet. Unfortunately, I don't have the numbers to do that. They unlock after, I think you need like a few thousand, which is crazy to me. But at least on Twitch, maybe on Kick. I might look into how to doing that on Kick, actually. Because I know you can. I know there's a feature. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. On Twitch, I at least know how to. It says the live is unstable. Why are you being unstable? Live. Calm down. Continue lorazepam. Let me see. Is there what button on kick? I'm trying to see. Also, MRXF4, thank you so much for the follow. I just saw that now. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, let's try this. Channel actions. Is it this button? I'm trying to figure out, is there not a way to... stream info. Duty feed, mod actions, no, chat, Okay, you know what? Let's raid into somebody on Twitch. Now let me see who's live. Let's go down the list and we'll give you some options. Oh, you know, Poseidon, Nia, we also have Rima, Cha-Cha, Joel, Michi. You know what, actually, we could raid into Rosie. Or Lana, let's see. She's live right now. Maybe let's try that. Rosie Belmo. She's very sweet. Does some React streams if you haven't heard of her. Let's try that. Is that not working? No. Okay. I think my button might be broken. Let's try somebody else. Maybe Rima. Let's try Rima. Just covering some news. If anybody's interested in VTuber news, we can do that. No. God, I need to find somebody that it works for. I know it definitely works for Nia, or... You know what? Let's try this again. Let's try Joel. Porcelain Mate, he's great. If anybody hasn't heard of him. Okay, it's working. Alrighty, thank you everybody so much for coming by. I appreciate you all so much. My name is Sheshire, the Devil's Not So Funny Jester, and I will see you all later. Bye!